Look at those stars. How sweet. Aw. That's nice. Okay, I have about an 80-mile drive right now. So perfect opportunity for Subaru Crosstrek Chronicles Episode 3 Hypermiling Edition. I'm about at a half tank right now. I'm about to top off 25 mpg on this tank. Since I'm hypermiling and it's going to be all freeway, 33 mpg is the goal. GoPro is set up here. So I'm going to zero everything out and top off on fuel. This is going to be a fairly straight shot into the freeway. So right now I'll go ahead and start in normal drive. Couple lights. You know what? Let me go ahead and go into manual mode. The key is be on the highest gear as possible. That's the key to hypermiling. You want those RPMs down. You want to be at under 2,000 RPM. If you're a hypermiling veteran, you know what I'm talking about already. But if you're new to hypermiling and getting maximum fuel efficiency, this is a tutorial. I can't see the indicator right now because of the GoPro. I could have hit 5 right there. Getting a light right now. Alright, green. Straight shot into the freeway, it looks like. We'll be on the freeway soon. So I'm in 4 right now. Yeah, I want to be in 7 ASAP. And it's going to be 1 stop and then freeway. I want maximum efficiency. That's why I chose the fuel station that was closest to the freeway. Yeah, I want to be in 7. And then we're gonna go for 65 miles per hour. 6, come on. And then 1 more for 7. 7. Okay, now let's go ahead and set cruise. See if I remember this. Let's go to 65. Turn off lane departure. Wasn't even near the line. Okay, lane departure's off. Okay. Adaptive cruise is set. And we're at 21.4. Okay, I'll return back later when I'm closer to my destination, give you guys a report on my fuel economy. Okay, I'm about 8.5 miles in, and right now I'm at 34.2 miles per gallon. Here's the secret to really good fuel economy. If you're not familiar with manual mode, you want to use manual mode. See that 7? That's the top gear of this car, and that's where you want to be. Now if you drive like a normal automatic, if you drive the car normal automatic mode, I'm going to do that right now. See how the RPM spikes? It's like almost 3 grand right now. The car's hunting for the right gear to be in. It doesn't know what gear to be in. Now it's dropping. So I'm going to go to manual mode again and put it in 7. See how the RPMs are under 2. That's the key to good fuel economy. You want to be at the lowest RPM that you could possibly be at, where your car has the power to cruise. And that's how I'm getting, where am I at? 34 mpg right now. I'm using manual mode. And I'm at under 2,000 RPM, 65 miles per hour. So let's say you got a 5-speed car, you want to be at 5. If you have a 10-speed car, you want to be at 10. And that's why actual manual transmissions are so much fun, and you get really good fuel economy with real manual transmission cars, because you could manually choose that high gear, whether it's 6 or 5 gear, 5th gear. So in this car, you could choose your gear. And what I really like about this car with its manual mode versus other cars' manual modes is it'll stay in 7. Other cars, if it's detecting a hill, it's gonna downshift for you. I like how this car stays in 7th gear, but that's a whole nother topic.
Ahead, keep left, Highway 125, northbound.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, GPS. So yeah, this car will hold 7. Now, it'll drop speed if you're going up a grade, and that's where you have to manually, like, you know, you might have to go to 6. See how my RPM spiked? But yeah, you got to downshift if your car's lacking power. But that's a whole different video topic. I'll teach you guys how to get power if you're using a manual mode and you're not used to driving a manual transmission car, or if you would like to learn how to use manual mode in your car. 35 miles per gallon. Okay, this is where I put the car in drive. Inclinometer says I'm at a 2 degree grade right now. Let me film that with my real camera in conjunction with this. This is where this car suffers a little bit. Lack of power, no torque. So here's the inclinometer. Inclinometer 1 degree. And it can't hold speed. Inclinometer 1 degree, and it can't hold speed in 7, so I'm just gonna put it in drive right now. In 7, so I'm just gonna put it in drive right now. So drive, let the car figure it out. Now the RPMs are gonna spike, and it's gonna find that. It's gonna find 65 miles per hour again. There you go, found 65. Now I'm in normal drive, but look at that, 35.9 miles per gallon. It's pretty good. Okay, I'm 50 miles into my drive here, and I'm at 37.5 miles per gallon. That's amazing. I'm impressed. I was shooting for 33 miles per gallon. I felt that was reasonable for this vehicle, for this size vehicle. 3,200 pound crossover SUV with only 156 horsepower and 148 foot-pounds of torque, underpowered engine. And I made a video about how this engine's underpowered. Speed's dropping here. Here's how you increase speed when you're in manual mode. Drop down a few gears. Vehicle accelerates, then go back to your 7. And that's why I think this vehicle gets such great fuel economy. My brilliant hypermiling skills and use of manual mode, and the fact that manual mode at 65 miles per hour is at about 1700 RPM. 1700 RPM for a 4-cylinder vehicle. I mean, that's impressive. 65 at 1700 RPM for 4-cylinder, that's very impressive. Most 4-cylinder vehicles that I've driven, they're over 2000 RPM at 65 miles per hour. This car has the proper ratio to be at such a low RPM at this speed. I'm super impressed right now. I'm about 20 miles away from my destination. I don't see this fuel economy dropping any lower than this, and in fact I might be up to 38 by the time I get to my destination. Aiming for 33, hypermiling, and I might hit 38. Super impressed. And I think the car would do even better if it had just a little more power, because when I'm climbing a grade, you saw earlier a few moments ago, I had a downshift, see, like that, and that increases RPM, which lowers the fuel economy. So if this car had enough power to hold 65 and hold 1700 RPM, this car might be able to get 40 miles per gallon. This car, fake SUV, crossover, whatever you want to classify it as, it's still a tall car. It's still 3,200 pounds with the underpowered engine, and it's pulling off this fuel economy. A little more power to hold this gear and this RPM, at this speed, 40 miles per gallon if you play the Hypermiling game. Okay, I will report back when I top this off and get accurate fuel economy reading. And it's looking good. It's looking really good. Very impressive. Okay, 74.5 miles traveled, 37.2 miles per gallon, and according to this, I have 520 miles before empty. Super impressive. Only used 1 square of fuel according to this bar graph. So I'm going to get my actual fuel economy right now. So 74.5 divided by however many gallons I put in. Okay, I'm gonna do the 2-click thing. Okay. 2 gallons added. 2.006. Okay, 74.5 divided by 2.006, 37.1 miles per gallon. So this was 0.1 mile per gallon off. So I just averaged 37 miles per gallon on my 74.5 mile drive. Super impressed. I was predicting 33 miles per gallon, but my superior hypermiling skills got me to 37.1. And I think that to the hardware I have to work with, really good fake manual mode. I was able to hold 7th gear a lot, 7 ratio a lot. And if this car had just a little more power so that it doesn't drop speed in 7, I think this would get 40 miles per gallon. But since I have to downshift manually in manual mode, obviously that spikes the RPMs up and that hurts my fuel economy, but I still got 37. In normal drive mode, I think on the same drive, I would have got about 31. And I had enough confidence to get 33, you know, manipulating the gears, being in 7 as much as possible, because this vehicle likes to be in 6. It rarely likes to go to 7, but the fact that I have the option to go to 7, I was in 7 often and got that 37 miles per gallon. So very impressed. 4 miles per gallon better than the 33 I wanted. So super fuel efficient car. Hey, learn how to use that fake manual mode and brush up on your hypermiling skills, because you could get really good fuel economy, way better than what the EPA predicts. I'll go ahead and pull up what the EPA predicts on this car. I want to say the EPA predicts 26 and 31, something like that. They don't predict 37. I just pulled off 37 though, because I got skill. Okay, here's a little bonus footage. A quick 8-mile drive. Freeway was empty, so I went ahead and hypermiled at 55 miles per hour, and I pulled off 43.2 miles per gallon, which isn't really the norm. Hard to pull off because you don't want to go 55 on a busy freeway, but if the option's there, yeah, go 55, get 43.2 miles per gallon. Realistically though, you could emulate my 37 MPG. So 43.2, it's cool to see that.